Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2023 with the Sacramento Kings. And I wanted to leave us on this screen so that I could do a great big reveal on our season record as of January 1st. That being said, before we get into that, leave the video a like if you would, please. Subscribe, leave a comment, join the Discord, all that stuff. Good. Done. Out of the way. Appreciate your support. Let's get to it. July 1st, and your Sacramento Kings are 28-8. We're currently on a 4-game winning streak. We have the best record in the NBA. We are a game clear of the Detroit Pistons, who are 27-9. Best record in the NBA. Statistically, it's been a bit of a weird season. Keegan Murray leads us in points and rebounds. He is our best player. Desmond Bane averaging 18 and a half points a game, still shooting really well. Jabari Smith having a really nice year as he approaches free agency. Pleskanar off the bench averaging 15. Anthony Davis averaging 15 points and almost 8 rebounds to go along with 2 blocks. And Angeli doing a nice job. And Leon Smith off the bench averaging 10 a game. So we have 7 regulars averaging 10 points a game. And then Thibault, Bradley, and Richard Bryant aren't playing much. You can see 3, 2, and 2 respectively. So, yeah, our top seven's really good. Top seven's really good. We are getting to a point though we're gonna have to figure out what to do with Jabari Smith because he doesn't want to re-sign a contract and he's really unhappy still. So he's likely to sign elsewhere. Love to bring him back though. Desmond Bane's got a fairly large contract. It might be worth it to us in the offseason maybe to try to move Desmond Bane. He's been good, but I feel like what he's giving us can be replaced relatively easy. But that's not an issue for right now. We're not going to trade an 18 point a game scorer right now. That might be an offseason thing depending on whether or not we win the whole thing. So we got an email. And Anthony Davis doesn't get along with Mike Brown. So we got a couple people who don't get along with us. Keegan Murray got into it with Sam Hauser. Yeah, this was Anthony Davis and RJ Hampton got into a fist fight. So Desmond Bane has been really good. Keeps it up. He's been great. And how do I feel about the win? Always room for improvement, but glad we won. All right. All right, we're at home against the Clippers. 114-101 victory. So yeah, I mean, there are some potential moves that we could make, but I don't feel like making any of them right now. Jabari Smith is I think potential sign and trade candidate in the offseason, but we're gonna run with what we have, and we might see about adding. I don't. Do we? I mean, adding another depth piece, maybe just in case someone gets hurt. Bane led us with 21, 17, and 16 for AD. Get ourselves up to the trade deadline, see what's available. At home against the Hornets, 23-point win. Pleskanar with the victor, or with led us in scoring with 26 off the bench. You like to see that 26 and 6. Bane, Angeli, Davis, Smith, all in double figures. We're a really hard team to defend. So many weapons, so many players can have, it can lead us in scoring on a day-to-day basis. Double doubles from Smith and Angeli. Don't really need the first round pick this year either, so that might be a weapon we can use at our disposal. 45 points, 14 rebounds for Keegan Murray. He is really, really good. 45 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. You get 18 and 10 from AD, 15 and 10 from Angeli, 21 from Bain. Smith only has 5 points in 40 minutes. Angeli at 14, 8, and 5. Yeah, he's been good. He's been fantastic for us. We could look a little different next year, maybe, depending on what happens. But yeah, I mean, right now, another win, a 20-point victory on the road. We've won 32 of our first 40 games this season. Where are we? Right there. 20-point win over the Hawks. Davis only plays 11 minutes. Yeah, his numbers are down. You know, this somebody mentioned in my comments from my last video that this could be a problem in a couple of years, but you know, that's a problem for a couple of years down the road. Double doubles for Smith and Murray. 18, 6, and 9 for Angeli. 18 and 7 for Smith off the bench. I don't say my eyes got bigger than my stomach, but when I saw Anthony Davis as a free agent, even though we had Leon Smith, it felt like the right move. When we lose on the road to a bad Philadelphia team, it's a bit disappointing. We get 24 from Pleskanar, 10 and 13 from Murray, 15 and 11 from Davis, and Embiid at 25 and 14 for them. Let's do a press conference. One of the top teams in the league. Mike has done a fine job. Never worried about one game individual. He's coming along, and I'm pleased with his process. Okay, so no real changes there. Yeah, I don't really see the need to make any like changes to strategies or anything like that, as we've now lost 2 games in a row. Another double double though for Keegan Murray in the loss, 25 and 12. Still sit with the best record. Dude, we're 5.5 up on Phoenix. They've won 4 in a row. We've lost 2 straight. Okay. We'll start taking a look at the trade block around February 1st, I think. All right, we're back home against the Pelicans, where we are almost unbeatable. We are 22 and 2 at is it still Arco? Is it still Arco Arena? 22 and 2 at home. Desmond Bain with 23, Murray with 25, 20 for Smith off the bench because Davis was in foul trouble, and for Pleskanar. All right, things are looking good. This might be a bit of a shorter video just because I've got so much time to record here over the next couple of days that get this up to the trade deadline, and then probably at this point tomorrow I'll be recording the next video. Home against Cleveland, 97 to 81 in a low scoring affair, but we hold a 30-win Cavs team to 81 points. That's a good team. Mobley, Garland, Mitchell still. For us, we get 19, 7, and 7 from Angeli, 15 and 9 from Murray, 12 and 7 from Smith. Davis's scoring is down to almost 14 a game. It'd be nice to see AD sitting around 15, ideally. Press conference. Nice game against the Pelicans. Attitude increases, playing effort decreases. Devin Kennedy he was just a free agent signing. Be fine. Just somebody we brought in to fill out the bench. All right, on the road here against the Pelicans now. We win by 11. Smith 19 and 16. That's a big game for Jabari. We win by 9. Bain only has 3 points. Yeah, I mean, again, not doing anything about it this year, but not doing anything about it this year. His team relationship is down to 27%. I wonder how much of this is because like they want to start and they're not. Because I think Pleskanar is the same way. Yeah. Um. problem is my stars don't get along. So you can see he's got questionable relationships with Murray and Jelly and Davis. So that's a bit of an issue. But as long as we win, I don't really care. So all right, we are moving to the 21st. Road game at the Spurs. There's another 9-point victory. Fred Van Vliet asks for a trade. Smith with 12, 8, and 4, and Jelly 18 and 12. It's mostly starters getting it done for us here. 41 minutes for Angeli and Smith. They're both playing a lot. Hopefully, we don't Casey Jones them to death. Those of you who are my age are familiar, or at least that are my age that are Celtics fans, are familiar with how Casey Jones used to run his starters into the ground. We have injury. Davis is out for the day. He's going to miss today's game, so we'll put Smith out there and Bradley. See if we can beat the Rockets. We can. 37 and 10. We are a good basketball team this year. Bain with 23. Murray, we had two double doubles, and Smith was a point away from a double double himself. That line 28 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. We are going to just have to give him whatever he wants. Yeah, he's at least happy with us, so we can offer him the max contract and just be done with it. He doesn't want to sign right now, so it's a bit of a concern. If they both end up signing elsewhere, then that might accelerate, a bit of a rebuild, if it will, if you will, even if we win it all this year. Home game against the Jazz. Oh, I forgot to shoot. Davis is gonna be pissed. Forgot to put him back in the lineup, even though we won. We won by 12. 16 for Pluskanar off the bench, 15 and 12 for Smith. Cool. All right, so press conference. Ton of credit to Mike. Keegan he's been amazing. Jabari, attitude towards the organization increases probably by 1%, I would imagine. All right, we sim. Road game against the Bulls. Oof, a 31-point victory over the Bulls. Biggest victory of the year, maybe. 27 from Pluskanar off the bench. Smith, look at that. 18 points, 15 rebounds off the bench. Smith hurt again? No, he's not. Murray was 17. Bain with 25. Cool. Road game at the Nets is a 13-point win. Ten and 13 for Smith, 19 and 11 for Murray, 14, 8, 6, and 3 for Davis. Pluskanar with a good game. All right, let's get to February 1st, and then we'll think about what we're going to do. All right, it's 31st. All right, let's play our last game of the month. We're 40 and 10. It's going to be 40 and 11 going into February. I'll take that. Where's the box score? Right here. Not a good game. Smith has a bad game. Angeli has a terrible game. Okay, so he doesn't get along with anybody. All right. So I am thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we trade Anthony Davis. Um, find a player who's on the block who's making 35 or 40 million that, maybe has a year left on the deal. That's going to be hard. Or find a couple of players maybe that aren't particularly good. Like, oh God, I would hate to bring in Kyrie Irving, but maybe that's the kind of thing we have to do. I mean, I, really, I wish you could see a way to to see if it would work without it going through, but that's what I'm gonna come back to here because that's a possibility. Rozier, it's not cap legal. Rozier and John Collins and a first. I mean, that gives us some depth. I mean, that's not bad. That's actually probably better. Gets us some depth. That's what I'm going to come back to for sure. I like the idea of that. Make the trade to Cleveland. What about Dallas? They want to trade Luca. They want to trade Doncic. Interesting. Which means he'll probably be traded at the deadline, which is weird. But Pistons are 38 and 14. The Warriors. Jaren Jackson, no. Houston. Try to bring back Domantas Sabonis. Hey, nobody on Indiana's on the block. No. Lakers. No. The Grizzlies. Got a lot of players on the block, but players that are signed long term, which I'm not crazy about. We go Rudy Gobert. Bear and two firsts, maybe. I like that deal with Charlotte more because you get two players, you get two bodies. Gives you a little bit more depth in case. In fact, we're just going to go back there and see if we can do that. So it was Rozier, Collins, and a first. Not quite enough value. What if I give you a second? Not. What if I give you 2 seconds? Not quite enough value. All right. So what if I remove the seconds and I give you Bogdan? I mean, we're close. I mean, we're pretty clearly close to this. So let's take Bogdan out. RJ. Very far apart on a deal. What's Washington's record? 21 and 29. This I don't mind because they trade two players that hate each other to the same team. We're gonna make that deal. There we go. I can't believe I did that, but I feel like that is going to improve the team morale as it gets Davis, who nobody liked, off the team. Brings John Collins in, so we need to change this up a little bit. 36. Collins can play small forward a little bit, but I don't want him to. We got Rozier now. Collins is also going to play the backup center role. 26. I want Pluskinar out there. It's got Bane playing only 26 minutes. That I'm not okay with. 30. Murray playing 38. Pluskinar. 36, 36, 38. Yeah, so let's make Rozier the point guard, and then Bane back out there. I need Pluskinar playing more than that, though. That's the problem. Power forward. Let's just do this because they're not going to sit out the last minute. You're going to have your starters out there at the end of the half, I think. And Jelly. All right. So Pluskinar out there at the end of the game, huh? Okay, we can run with that. Let's try this. So yeah, that's a pretty ridiculous trade. I can't really believe I did that, but um, yeah, you know, we we now have almost nobody under contract for next season, so we could potentially bring Smith Murray back and then still have room to do something after that. It just I don't know. There was something about Anthony Davis I just didn't like. And maybe that was reactionary by me, but I feel like this gives us a little bit more depth and we get a draft pick. So let's see how the first game post Anthony Davis goes. It's a 21-point victory. Smith with 23. Leon Smith in his first start has 8.7 rebounds, 25 for Pluskinar, 23 for John Collins off the bench. Yeah, so we upgraded our bench from Bryant to Rozier and basically Smith to Collins. So we're getting a bunch of offense off our bench. Press conference. Ton of credit to Mike. Very happy with Dan. Need players to step up. All right. We got another home game. This time against Portland. 35-point victory. So far, so good. So far, so good. And, you know, part of the reason I moved Davis was, like I said, I got that comment that said, it's going to be a bad contract in the last couple of years. And I don't like being locked down unless it's my own stars, you know, like Smith, Murray, and Jelly. I wouldn't mind being locked down there, but getting locked down with other players, I don't know. You get buyer's remorse, right? And that's kind of what happened here, I think. So let me know what you think of the deal. Again, maybe a bit reactionary, maybe a bit premature, given that it was in the first season. But I wanted to make a move before the team morale got too bad. And we are 3-0 since I made the deal. Not that we were playing poorly beforehand, but yeah, 3-0. 7 players in double figures, led by Smith, who had 23 and 13, and Angeli, who had 23 and 7. He gets along with John Collins. That's good. So maybe that will bring up, the team relationship's starting to go up a little bit. That's good to see. What about Pluskinar? Bryant and Bradley. He doesn't get along with Murray. Yeah, he doesn't get along with these two, but I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not getting rid of either of those two. So you sort of have to deal with it. You start to see some trades come across. There we go. Marcus Smart traded for Kyle Kuzma. Now there's a deal for you. Jalen Suggs for Kevin Herter, a first and a second. Nerlens Noel. Oh, he's still hanging around, huh? Interesting. All right, we have a home game against the Warriors. And another victory, Desmond Bane with 40. Looks like maybe he gets unleashed a little bit with Davis gone now. He has 40 points, 14, 7, and 11 for Angeli. Yeah, I like it because it adds somebody to the starting lineup who doesn't need to score. So that allows the other four players to get the points, or at least Smith, Murray, and Bain primarily, and then Collins and Pleskanar off the bench, although Pleskanar didn't have a great game here. Sim, I think we are past the deadline. Oh, we didn't look at the other transactions. Should have done that. Jacob, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's not Podol. I'm not even going to try, but traded for Wiggins in a second. Drew Holiday for Bogdan, Glenn White, and Vujicic. Anthony Davis on the move again. He ends up in Toronto. Lauri Markkanen, the former first team All NBA player to the Raptors for Van Vliet. And a first, they pick up Markkanen and Davis at the deadline. Tobias Harris for Brogdon, brought back to Boston. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. Look at the standings and stats and stuff. We're 41 and 11. We're 12 and a half games up, and we are on cruise control here. Best record in the NBA. We have the first round pick of the Charlotte Hornets. We're 22 and 33 right now. So we have two first round picks. We have ours, and then we have Charlotte's. So let's hope the Hornets do some losing here over the next few weeks, and we can end up with a top pick and some money to play with. Statistically, Keegan Murray still averaging a double-double, 20 and 10. Desmond Bain, 18 and 4, 17. Well, it's Collins came in, and he's averaged. I don't know how many points a game he's averaged for. We look at his game logs really quickly. I guess that'd be the easiest way to do it. So he's had in the 4 games 23, 11, 10, and 13. So that's what 23, 33, 44, 56, and 4. She's averaging about 16 a game for us off the bench. That'll play. We are without Rozier for a couple of days. We're without Pleskanar for a couple of days. Jabari Smith, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 14, 5, and 8.5 for Angeli. So we are on a roll. Yeah, let me know what you think of the deal I made for Davis. I like the fact that it gives us a little more depth. Davis is obviously good defensively, but I think we have enough defensively to help. And it gets us out of that $40+ million contract. And I was hoping we'd be getting the 20 and 10 guy. 20 and 10 for 40 million is worth it, but 14 and 8 or whatever it was isn't. So that's the primary reason I pulled the trigger. So that's going to do it, guys. I appreciate you watching. As always, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the engagement on this series. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.